Do you want 5 sharp comebacks that shut down any provocateur? This video delivers exactly that. Clever, stoic, practical replies to reclaim presence, control, and authority without losing your composure. If your inner peace matters more than an empty confrontation, watch until the end. One of the responses includes a psychological trick few notice, and it can turn any argument in your favor within seconds. Words are weapons. When administered with calm, they cut deeper than swords. Marcus Aurelius advised using reason as a shield and not answering on impulse. Before listing the 5 comebacks, understand a simple Stoic principle. You cannot control what others say, but you fully control how you respond. That is power. Epictetus reminds us that it is not the word that offends, but the judgment we place on it. Each of the 5 replies I'll present applies this principle. They turn someone else's reaction into exposure, vulnerability, or awkward silence. Use them as tools, not insults, with strategic and moral intention. Attitude 1. If someone tries to humiliate you with scorn or jokes, answer with, "You seem upset. Are you okay?" This is not sarcasm, it's calculated empathy. Watch the person disarmed. The provocateur seeks emotion, anger, laughter, humiliation. By offering care instead of fuel, you break the script. Psychologically, the other becomes exposed. Why would someone trying to hurt pretend to be concerned? Most feel disconcerted and lose momentum. Picture the scene. A cutting line flies like an arrow. You receive it with a calm look and a light question. That small gesture is like opening a window in a suffocating room. The air shifts. You don't need to force a smile. Keep your face serene, your tone neutral. If the person persists, repeat with even more tranquility. "Seriously, are you okay?" Calm insistence is the verbal version of Stoic mastery, firmness without aggression. Those seeking to defeat you find care and therefore feel ridiculous. Attitude 2. When you're interrupted to be dominated, say calmly, "I haven't finished yet." It's simple, but requires presence. Do not raise your voice. Keep the pace as if the interruption is an obvious mistake to correct. This phrase sets a boundary. You claim your right to speak without escalation. In noisy societies, serene authority is rarer and therefore more powerful. Imagine a room where everyone speaks loudly. The person who speaks quietly and firmly gains the moral microphone. Moreover, this reply cuts the dominator's tactic. Interrupters try to control the flow. By calmly reclaiming your place, you show you won't be manipulated by emotional noise. To apply it, practice in small conversations until it becomes automatic. Repetition turns your tone into a signal of credibility. Attitude 3. When someone brags incessantly, respond, "Interesting. And how has that improved your life?" That question is not an attack. It's a lens that reveals emptiness. The egotist builds narratives to receive validation. By asking for consequence and substance, you force a digging that most cannot sustain. Many stay on the spectacle because they avoided answering the essential. What bore fruit? For the Stoic, merit is measured by concrete results, greater serenity, better actions, stronger relationships. By demanding that proof, you turn vanity into a task. Prove your value. The reply usually paralyzes the swollen speech because it requires immediate introspection. The person may defend themselves with examples, but now they're under pressure to show usefulness, not just collect applause. Use this trick publicly to provoke reflection without direct attack. In private, it can open the door to a more honest conversation. Attitude 4. If someone insults you intending to wound, do not argue. Remain silent and hold their gaze. Silence is an active strategy, not an escape. Seneca said the greatest weapon of the wise is serene contempt for the small provocations of the world. A steady look communicates, "Your words do not govern me." The person who wants to cause a reaction is already seeking an emotional response. By denying them that currency, you impoverish them. Well-used silence is fire. It burns by lack of oxygen. Keep your posture relaxed. Breathe slowly. Do not shift your expression to hostility, just neutrality. Often the interlocutor feels uncomfortable and tries to fill the void with justifications or withdraws. If the situation requires breaking the silence, speak briefly and directly. "I'm not going to get into that." That way, you restore a boundary without theatrics. Attitude 5. When rumors or gossip circulate about you, say with mild surprise, "That's odd. Nobody ever told me that directly." This line performs two functions. It disarms the falsehood and forces the spreader to name the source, usually non-existent. Gossip thrives on repetition and omission of origin. By asking for the face behind it, you create a mirror that exposes cowardice. Epictetus taught that truth fears no inquiry. Often the person spreading the rumor notices its fragility and falls silent, because now they must justify what they said with no basis. Use a tone of curiosity, not accusation. Curiosity cuts defensiveness and activates reason. If the gossip persists, ask for details. Who exactly said that? When? What happened? Few lies survive precise questions. How to apply in different settings. At work, answer with composure to protect your professional reputation. In meetings, the phrase, "I haven't finished yet," restores order without drama. On social media, prefer public silence and occasionally a short reply that disarms. In family circles, use the empathetic question, "Are you okay?" to turn conflicts into opportunities for reconciliation. The golden rule: adapt the intensity to the context. Physical confrontations or dangerous situations require other measures. These responses are meant for verbal conflict, when your goal is to preserve dignity and influence positively. Real examples to memorize. Imagine a coworker mocking your project. You reply with, "You seem upset. Are you okay?" He freezes. Maybe he explains his own fear. A friend interrupts you telling a story. "I haven't finished yet," restores the thread and focuses attention. In a bragging circle, the show-off drops an empty feat. "And how has that improved your life?" returns the conversation to what matters. Faced with a gratuitous offense, silence and a steady look make the aggressor realize they failed. When a rumor starts, the surprised question about lack of direct communication makes the lie die for lack of witnesses. The invisible power behind these lines. The key is not the phrase itself, but the internal state of the speaker. The Stoic does not act to humiliate. He acts to maintain inner order. Composure is an outward sign of inner control. When you speak calmly, look without anger, and ask without hostile affection, you convey something primordial. You own yourself. That silent authority disarms even the loudest. Practice breathing, slow your words, leave space between sentences. That gives weight to what you say. Remember, high emotional intensity sells drama, not respect. Practical cliffhanger, an extra trick. There is a trick that makes any provocateur back down in public without humiliation. Combine two replies. First, disarm with empathy. "You seem upset." And if the provocation continues, add the consequence question. "And how has that improved your life?" The transition turns attack into diagnosis, and finally, into an invitation to reflect. Rarely can someone endure those three steps without genuine discomfort. Try it at social gatherings and watch the change. Quick mid-video call. If you want to learn to use these replies naturally and build daily inner peace, subscribe to Stoic Spring. You will transform your life by forming the habit of caring for your inner peace and growing in maturity. If you like this kind of content, turn on notifications so you don't miss upcoming videos with practical exercises. Practical summary to keep attitude 1. You seem upset. Are you okay? Disarms with empathy. Attitude 2. I haven't finished yet. Reclaims your space with calm authority. Attitude 3. Interesting. And how has that improved your life? Demands substance from vanity. Attitude 4. Silence, plus steady gaze, neutralizes insults without war. Attitude 5. That's odd. Nobody ever told me that directly. Kills gossip by demanding a source. Closing strength is not shouting louder. It is mastering your words, your silence, and your presence. These 5 replies do not promise revenge. They promise control. Control over your time, your emotion, and your reputation. They are tools for those who seek to live with more dignity and less drama. Practice until they come naturally, like breathing. When faced with provocation, ask yourself, which line preserves my peace and increases my moral power? Choose it and repeat. If you apply these techniques, in a few weeks you'll see a real change in your relationships. Less tension, more respect, greater calm. Final call. Subscribe to Stoic Spring and become someone who protects their peace with wisdom. By building the habit of caring for your inner peace and growing in maturity, your life changes. Less reactivity, clearer thinking, better relationships. Comment below which of these 5 replies you'll test first and describe a situation where you would use it.